Órale, Cholo Trucker Mas movies and shows, and it is Christmas Day. Okay, man. So, my Christmas movie of this year, let me explain to you guys. It doesn't mean that the movie came out this year, but it's the movie that stuck out to me and I was able to appreciate. I've seen many Christmas movies throughout my lifetime, but I don't watch every single Christmas movie from December 1st to December 25th. I don't have all that time to do that. I love all the classics, and sometimes many years go by before I revisit one of those classic movies. In this case, there's the whole argument, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Well, I say yes. Damn right it is. But here's the thing though, right? First of all, I'm not even gonna mention Die Hard 4 and 5. To me, those movies are kind of like whatever. Well, you know what? Actually, Die Hard Part 4 is pretty decent. It's okay. Part 5's garbage. But nonetheless, look, when it comes to the Die Hard movies, Part 1 and 2 are Christmas themed movies. Now, personally, my favorite Die Hard movie is part three, Die Hard with Vengeance. Okay, with Samuel L. Jackson in New York City. Personally, that's my favorite. That movie has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas, but part one and part two absolutely do. Now, um, the first Die Hard, yeah, I've seen it pretty often, man. The one that flies really under the radar is Die Hard Part 2. So, why did Die Hard Part 2 stick out to me this year? Well, here's why. It's been many years since I've seen Die Hard Part 2. I've seen all the other ones, with the exception of Part 4 and Part 5. I think I only seen those like once, maybe twice, right? But all the other one, Die Hard with Vengeance and the first one, I've seen them religiously pretty damn often. Part two, it's not that popular, and I it just happened to be on television, and I think it was like on AMC, and I caught it like 30 minutes in, and I watched probably like a good 5 minutes. I said, you know what? Let me see if I could catch this movie fully because I have not seen this movie since the 1990s. I would say, right? Maybe like the late 90s is probably the last time I seen it. Maybe even earlier than that, maybe the mid 90s. So I went ahead and I caught it on Hulu. Now, all I remember from Die Hard Part 2 is I remember liking it, and I remember that it took place in an airport. I remember certain things about it. Like I remember, the special force team that showed up and they were actually in cahoots with the bad guys, so they would switch to blanks. But I didn't remember the movie. Like, okay, what was it really about? I remember it was in an airport. I remember they had taken control and they could crash planes. But what was going on? Because I don't remember what the heck. I just remember I enjoyed it, but that was about it. So I went ahead and I rewatched it from beginning to end with zero interruptions. And this is why it is my Christmas movie of 2024, baby. This movie is not appreciated. This movie is extremely underrated. And yes, it is a Christmas movie. It starts with the Christmas song, it ends the movie with a Christmas song. The theme is Christmas. It is taking place during Christmas at Washington, D.C. airport. That's something that I forgot. I didn't remember this when I like I said, it's been many years. It's probably been about 30 years since I've seen this movie. I forgot a lot what was going on in the movie, that the main bad guy was a colonel who went rogue, who was waiting to get this the biggest drug dealer who was being brought to Washington D.C. He was there to basically get him, and right there was going to be a lot of money that comes with it. Um, there was a lot that I forgot. I didn't know that the movie was in Washington D.C. I didn't know that in this movie John McClane is LAPD. I always thought he was NYPD. Even in this one, for one reason or another, I never knew he was Los Angeles Police Department. Heck, in part one, he's in Los Angeles, but he's NYPD, New York Police Department. I didn't know that in part two, it went over my head, or I just forgot that he was actually transferred to the LAPD, but this movie did not take place in Los Angeles. It took place in Washington, D.C. Um, there's a lot that's going on. I had no idea. I forgot. Hey, why are the bad guys even doing this? But come to find out, okay, they want the biggest drug dealer who's coming in that day into that airport. They're there to basically take him hostage, or actually not take him hostage, but basically to break him out so they can, get all the luxuries that come with this guy who's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And just a lot of the action scenes. It is so kick-ass of a movie. It is extremely, extremely underrated. Now, it is a little over 2 hours long, but in reality, I enjoyed it all. I really did, man. It was almost like I was just watching a brand new movie, or not a brand new movie, but a movie that I've never seen before because it had been so long since I actually sat down and watched it and appreciated it. But what a badass, kick-ass movie, man. I loved Die Hard Part 2. I love Die Hard Part 2. And you know what? Out of all the Die Hard movies, um, yeah, this one really flies under the radar. It really does. It's like it's almost like it doesn't even exist. Like it goes from Die Hard from the first one to Die Hard with Vengeance with Samuel L. Jackson. But no, there's this nice, beautiful gem right in the middle that also has a Christmas theme. Now, I know Bruce Willis has come out and has said that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, but I'm not here to listen to Bruce Willis. I'm here to listen to John McClane. Hey, man, this was a kick ass ride. And that is why Die Hard Part 2 is my Christmas movie of 2024 season, Christmas season, I should say. Badass movie, highly recommended. It's a Christmas movie. Get your family, get the kids, gather around the tube and throw on Die Hard Part 2 and show them what a true 1990 kick ass Christmas movie is all about. Cholo Trucker, Moss Movies and Shows. Merry Christmas to all.